Season 5 of the finals has just launched, and with it came a ton of balance changes. The defibs got nerfed, the mesh shield got buffed, quick cache is completely different now, but one thing that I think will get swept under the rug are the balance changes to the 9-3R. The 9-3R, for a long time now, has been one of the worst weapons to run on light, and possibly in the entire game. I actually covered this gun in one of my earlier videos, and my opinion on it up until this season has not changed. Before this season, I would have told you that anything this gun could do, another one could do it better. The V9S could ADS better, the M11 could hipfire better. Nothing about the 9-3R really stuck out. That is until it got a buff this season, and let me tell you, it has vastly improved this weapon's potential. And as I said, I think a lot of people are going to overlook this buff with all the other changes to the game, so I wanted to do a deep dive into this weapon and tell you why it is so much better than what it once was. So let's look at the patch notes and see what's changed with it. The first thing that we should definitely look at is the damage. Damage on this gun has been increased from 24 to 26. And while that might not seem like a lot, this changes the gun drastically. Last season, Embark said that the 9-3R constantly sits on the edge of being too good or very bad. This was in relation to the gun's damage. They basically say in those dev notes that they did not want the gun to 2-hit a light or 2-shot a light, with the word shot meaning a 3-round burst. So instead of increasing the weapon's damage, they essentially focus on buffing the hipfire potential of the gun instead of buffing the damage on the gun. With the dev notes for this season, they said that they decided to go for a more nuclear buff. And what does a more nuclear buff look like? Well, let me tell you, before Season 5, the 9-3R could kill a light with 1 crit shot and 1 body shot. It could kill a medium in 1 crit shot and 2 body shots, and it could kill a heavy in 2 crit shots and 2 body shots. I guess when Embark said that they were concerned about the 9-3R 2-shotting a light, they meant 2 body shots because it could definitely kill a light in 1 crit shot and 1 body shot. Either way, now it can kill a light in 2 body shots. It could still kill a medium in 1 crit shot and 2 body shots, and it can now kill a heavy in just 3 crits. In my previous video covering this gun, I mentioned how it could not kill 2 heavies with the same mag. Now it can, with a shot to spare. Having to land fewer shots to get a kill is obviously one of the greatest buffs to this gun, especially since it only has 7 shots to work with. And after playing with this gun, it does really seem like killing the lights and the heavies are a lot easier now, while the difficulty in killing a medium has stayed relatively the same, since it does take the same amount of shots to kill them. But then we turn to the range of this gun. The damage falloff has been increased from 23 meters to 28 meters. They also increased the damage falloff multiplier at max range from 45% to 55%. What this basically means is that your gun will maintain its optimal damage at longer ranges, and when you shoot outside of that range, 28 meters now, the damage falloff won't be that bad. You probably still shouldn't be shooting a sidearm at a sniper, but still it's a great buff. And with this range increase, I don't really feel like hip firing this gun. Now this is where we're going to start to go into a little bit more of personal opinion territory, so take what I say with a grain of salt. If you like to hip fire this gun, more power to you, but I really like ADSing this gun, especially with the new red dot sight that came with it. The addition of the red dot sight kind of makes me feel like Embark is shying away from that 9-3R's hipfire fantasy and are more leaning into its ADS potential. So I am now editing my B-roll footage after recording, and I guess I thought I was ADSing a lot more than I actually was. I think what it is that I hipfired so much in the past 2 seasons that like the fact that I ADS, I think maybe 60% of the time, it felt a lot more like I was doing it all the time. I think that I tend to hipfire when I'm a bit more panicked, which is something that I do on other guns as well. And then when I'm more in control of the situation, I tend to ADS more. So I guess I'm in more control of the situation with the 9-3R now with the scope, I guess is the best way to put it. Anyways, back to the video. Back near the end of Season 3, whenever I load into Kyoto, I would put on dash and the 9-3R, and I would lean heavily into the gun's hipfire. And I don't know why I did this, but for some reason, on that map in particular, it just really worked out well for me. Again, no clue why, it just did. Then when Season 4 came around, they buffed the 9-3R's hipfire, and I was like, oh great, they buffed the hipfire. I'll do so much better with it now. And just for some reason, it just felt kind of worse. Again, no clue why. I have no opinion. I have no clue. It's just my personal opinion on this. And I also never recorded any of my games with the 9-3R back then, like back during season 3 or season 4, so I don't have like any video evidence to prove that I'm right or prove any of my claims here. But I think that they made the hipfire worse in season 4. Again, no way for me to prove it. But now let's turn to the last buff given to the gun, the recoil. Both vertical and horizontal recoil were reduced on the 9.3R, meaning that it is now more easy to control. And I can't really say how much of a difference that makes. I tend to aim better with a red dot sight than iron sights anyways, and I've mainly been only playing with the red dot sight, as you can see from the B-roll footage here, but I can say now that it is a lot easier to aim with this gun. Now sure, the gun can only do so much to help you. A highly skilled player is obviously going to land more shots than a low skilled player. That's kind of a given, but in general the gun does feel much better to use. But even if the gun is much better, how does it compare to the other light weapons? Well, I think that now after the buff, the 9.3R should definitely be a competitor for your loadout. I think that most people who main bow, throwing knives, or the sniper won't really feel like this gun is for them, mainly because it plays a bit differently from what they're used to. The main competitors to this gun, in my opinion, are the M11, V9S, and LH1. These are all short to mid-range weapons that can deal some really good damage and are already established in the meta. I'm much more experienced with the M11 than the other two I just mentioned, so I'm mainly going to focus on the M11, but if you use the VS9 or the LH1, definitely let me know about that in the comments, and also let me know in the comments if you tried out the 9.3R yet, and if you like it or if you don't like it. I'd love to know what you guys think about it. I think what the M11 has over the 9.3R is its ease of use. It can put out a lot of damage while being very easy to aim. And while I've said the same things about the 9.3R, the M11 is just very hard to beat in terms of recoil and damage. I've been predicting the M11 nerf for a while now, but it just hasn't happened yet, and I'm not saying that I'm for or against it. I'm just saying it seems like something that Embark would do, but they just haven't done it by now. It's very hard for me to recommend the 9.3R just because of the M11 and its potential along with the V9S and LH1, but I will say that you should definitely try it out. I don't think that it's gonna be the meta, if you know what I'm saying, but it'll definitely be part of the meta. So if you use M11, LH1, or V9S, try it out, see if you like it, let me know in the comments if you liked it. And if you want to help out this channel, subscribing is the best way to do so. Sorry about not posting in a while. My IRL finals kind of drew all my attention to that for the past few weeks, but they're done now, some more videos coming soon. Thank you all for watching, see you later.